Good day. Good day. Good day. How is everybody today? Had to go out with the ex-wife to my grandmother's, 97, almost 98 years old. She was born the same day as World War I, 98 years. 98 and 98 is 196. 196 divided by 3 is, hold on a second, I wasn't preparing to do this, 196 divided by 4 for the 4 worlds and the 5 worlds, but we're going to remove the 5 worlds because it's only a passage, so we're only going to talk about 4. So 4 is 4 times that is 16 is 36. It equals to 49, which is 7 by 7 worlds. And what was equaling to 49 is that the 98 that we represent in one world, okay, is automatically 2. You're automatically 2 to start. Left and right. Then you're north and south. Now you're 4. Now you need the passage in the center is 5, and away you go. But wait a second. What about the other 4 corners? Well, they all belong to God. So they're totaled as 4 plus God is 5. So now we got corners here, and we have corners. Let me see if I got this right here. Obviously not. There is a little discrepancy in my paper. But what I'm trying to say is that we have, I'm going to basically do it like this. I told you, God's got to bend in the magic carpet, and God's got to bend out the magic carpet. Now, if you notice, God plays from here the center as he's this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner, and he's all of this world. So the only where to go to be that is right here. The reason why there's only one on the telephone is because he runs from here. And she's running this world. He's connected as the Delta Spirit, which means the brain of everything that's connected directly to man, because without the brain, you're screwed. And God comes connected with 3 brains automatically. The one evil, the one good, and the one right. Because each one has a chance. You see, if you do way too good, well, what's the opposite of this? The opposite of bad is good. The opposite of good looking is ugly. So he's got to take the other side because he's got to stretch it out. Because if you only see the good, you only see one side of the story. God's got to teach you all the stories. Man has to understand all the stories for the reason of love. Why do we love? How come we love? What is love? Why do we need love? Well, love basically is like this, because that is the passing. But in this world, it's a hexagon passing. Okay, so the only way to love in this actual world is to love with 6 points and 6 holes, 6 points and 4 holes, and 2. 4 and 2, which represents 5 and 9. The reason for that is this is east and west. This is north and south. 2 and 2 is 4. 1 and 1 is 2. 24 to 24 hours a day. We live in this house over here. That house is a 0. But if you take a look at that, right, that's a hexagon. That's got to be turned into an octagon, and then inside the octagon, another one of these designs have to be created. So we have the 7th gate of the octagon 5 center of the 7th gate. Now, why can't we call something of this center? Why can't we say 1 and 6? Well, in this scenario, it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be 1, 3, 4, 6, 2, and 5. That's the way it goes. But you ever notice something? Wow, where was I? I was on this complete number. My God, my God, my God. There's so much. When I smoke a joint, oh my God, I see it all. But does that mean there's any sense to it? Am I just a beautiful mind and I'm in peril? Or just a pearl, of course, because I'm stuck in my mind. And that's what the mind is all about. Good old Pearl. Hi, Auntie Pearlie. How you doing? Got a gnat named Pearl. Had a cat named Pearl. Grandmother had a dog named Tippy. She was a little tipsy. She was a little pearl. Get a little tipsy on a pearl. It's got a good roll. But wait a second. Are pearls exactly round? Take a think of this. Because if you have something exactly round, it'll roll around. But if it's not exactly around, what it might do is what a lemon can do. Or like that punching bag for the little kids. Let's hit that guy. He used to fall down and pop back up again. He was round on the bottom, but his weight was at the bottom. So if you get a pearl that's distorted, that weight will always turn over until it reaches the bottom. So let's say we have a pearl brain connected by shrimp, tied together by the seaweed, and all connected to a scallop, right? Except the charge for the entire brain, the energy charge, okay, are the 2 ears. Now, how do we clip the ears off? Of course, we get a lobster. That's why the lobster's arms always grow back, because the connection of the energy is always constant. It never stops. Even when the arm is off, that arm is still starting to grow out. You know what your hair is all about? It's the energy of the spirit, like I said, hitting the ground and curling like the hair of the jacks. So, curl, hair, jack, spiral, big bang, your hair keeps growing. And some of it curls. The same way it came as a spirit, it goes right back to your mind. And depending on what kind of hair you have, they're obviously telling who you are inside the hair, inside a number of hair. H, in which can be looked at as U and N, because if you rip it apart, you got an U and you got an N. UN is 21 and 14 equals 35. 3 and 5 is 8 to heaven. 53, which makes it 53 and 35, 88. Okay, bringing that to its reverse angle, 10, 10, 7 world. If you want, we can bring it to 5. Because did you know why the Mayans talk about 25 and 52? Because it's not 25 and it's not 52. The answer is 2.5 or 5.2. Do you know why? I just figured that out today. Because I'm trying to figure out between this side and this side and this side. Exactly what was in between was 2. But if you swing this around to up here instead of down there, now you would be at 8. See, this way would be 2. This way would be at 8. Okay, sorry. This way, in the middle here is 2. When I swing it upside down, it becomes 8. Because what's above 2? What's above 11 in roulette? Right? What's above 11 in roulette? 8. So it goes right there. Now what's below 11 in roulette? 14. This would be 17. 1 and 7 is 8. 8 is a jump over letter. You jump over on your phone, you put 2 extra letters on 7, an extra letter on Z. Why the S? Because it's the one spirit of the 9 birth. Where do you want to put it? In heaven? Imagine you put the S on the 8. Now it's an expression of the heaven instead of an expression of the passage of the gates, telling more of a story instead of the expression that it's telling falling on number 8. So we jump from 7 to 9. And why? Because 7 is the cross corner 10, 10. It gets an extra number. Creation, 3, gets the 1-9 spirit. Why does it get the 1-9 spirit? Because number 19 is under 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19 on the roulette. That's the position. Now, when you skip and you give an extra letter, let's say it's the Z, you give it to the 9. Okay, the Z comes to the 9. It's a hop over 8. You get to the 9, and that reverses to number 1 to make it 10, 10. 1 and 9 are 10, and 10 on roulette are black, and it's an expression of angel and man 4 and 6, or 2 and 8. Actually, it's 4 and 6 because it's under that row, the first row, 4 and 6. So, so what? Where am I? Oh my God! Don't tell me I got lost. Building the house 4 and 6. Why everything is the way it is. Well, anyways, I'm lost, but I'm going to go on to 2.5 because that reminded me. So what happens? It's like that. In the middle is 7, okay? Over here is 5. Over here is 2. 5, 2, 7, 5. 57, 75. It goes here. How can I explain it again? The cards, the images are in between. Either it's going 2 on the outside, or 1 on the inside, or no spirit on the inside, and just expression of the beta world on the outside. It's the way the cards are made. The minute 1 comes in, okay, and let me go back to 52 again, because I don't want to confuse you. What this means is it only moved down half a row. Because when I just automatically, look, here's my card, okay, I flip it in the same area, I flip it in the same area, right here. This whole row where it's landing this card, that area didn't move, only that moved. So that only accounts for half a move. When you flip it again, it's another half a move. It took me a long time to figure out, over a year. Okay, maybe longer than that. But this is very exciting for me if you understand what I'm saying. The numbers on your phone where they are is because they're in half sections. They're equal to the center of the number, okay, which is the center of the totality of regardless the shape that would be there. If you flip this again, the only thing you're going to get is 7 and 9. And what is it going to look like after? This is the shape that it's going to look like. That's the shape. Any resemblance? Am I far off? Tell me I'm not far off. Tell me I'm not far off. Tell me that does not look like the design of the card. Okay? And if you notice inside, that's the first 0. The beginning of the second 0, and then 2 more. You'll have another one of these down here, and you'll have one on this side, one on this side. It will connect to here. See the number 8? Because it's empty. There ain't anything in number 8. 007 was next to 8. That's why he was 007. Because 00, my friend, is the passage between two worlds, number 1. O and O. Because O is actually 5. Because 5 is half. You always got to keep choosing in the half to never choose any signs. So if you choose O and you get to E, which is the E letter, which I now started deciphering the alphabet, and this is getting exciting. You know, I'm going to have to jump down to the alphabet for a minute off of this design so I don't forget. Hopefully I remember. And like I said, I was doing the word lemon the other day, and L is the 12th letter. Okay, 6 and 6 is 12. Okay, and this says level 2. But look at that, look at that. See that line over there? Very suspicious when you start marking level next to a number, because now it looks like 12. Because it is 12, because 1 and 2 makes 3. So now we go back to level 2. Why? Because A to I is level 1, and J to S is level 2. So now we go back to the telephone. Level 2, the S exists. The spirit of the one birth exists before you get to 9, when the heaven exists. Number 28. It's a skip over. The Y is sometimes Y and maybe I, and that's me. I'm in the middle of the heaven right now. Regardless of which actual size, anything that supports anything around me in a circle is my heaven. And my angel has the same circle. It's his 7. That's 00. Put them together, you got an 8. Turn them upside down, you got 35. And then if you got 35, it means you're holding the joker. You ever hear how to spell joker? J? J-A. O. Omega. What do you do with it? It's a 6 and 4. It's in this world. It's on one level. It's 2 numbers into 1. Forget about D-O. So let's forget about it. J says J-A for joker. K says K-A for joker. And R, A-R for joker. Okay? Although it's an E-R, the E is because it's upside down somehow. Okay? Somehow it's upside down Pe. The Hebrew letter Pe. It's upside down. One world is up and one world is down. Hey man, let me pick you up. Now you both get up and you both fall down again. Because if you're not upside down, you're off balance. Pretty funny, eh? Around and around. I mean, imagine being on the propeller of a boat and just going around and around. Oh, I'm feeling dizzy today. Maybe that's the day you should be praying. If you feel dizzy, then you have a higher connection up into the other world. You see, what happens in a headache is that it has to make itself better. So sort of everything sort of disappears in your life for that few seconds, and the brain can recalibrate. Then you take an aspirin and you think it's getting better, and it actually does get better because your mind is thinking in that direction. So aspirins work more in the mind, in your mind, than actually the mind itself that actually hurts. Hurts? What do you mean? Call a hearse over here? No one's dead at my place. If it hurts and there's a hearse, then they're pretty much close together. They both start with H, but we're going to get back to U and N. Okay? We happen to be, as I understand it, we have to be, are we the black joker, or are we the black joker as human beings? So then we need to exchange for the red joker, because we're not the red joker. We flow the blood of God inside of us. So we would need his spirit. So we would pick up 1 point moving over to the 52 cards, which is you, 2.5. 2.5 Men, that program they were playing for the last 10 years. Do you think that didn't come from anywhere specific? I'm going to explain it to you a little bit simple where 2.5 comes from. There's many ways to do it, but here's where it is. Okay? 1, in its row, 2 in its row, 1 in its row. Okay? And what was I talking about again? Oh my God. The spirit, the 1, 2 spirit. Oh yes, the 2.5. So here's a diamond, and here's a diamond. They're together. Their worth cannot be more than 0.25 each, which makes them half. But the worth of the northern diamond or the southern diamond are all and complete because they're the only one on their row. And they get full value for both, 1 each. Put them all together, you have 2.5 men. Okay, you have 2.5, the value here. Now the next question is, you can't survive unless you're 5. Stay alive at 9 and you'll be fine at 8. Get ready for 7 because breakfast and eggs are coming up, 57.75. So what we have here now is we have to create from what we just found inside of here as 2.5 basis points for the value of this diamond because it connects everywhere. As you see, the diamond connects everywhere, all 4 sides. And the indentation that you see on the diamond is because it went around the number, and then it went around the number, and it went around the number, and around the number. And that's why the indentation is like that. Then again, we're going to go from 2.5 men again. Now, where do we get the value here? What do we get more? Well, when we bring in the creation world of beta, okay, which is the sand and the earth, and beta is probably Urantia. You know why beta is number 23 and the W is number 23? Is because Urantia is actually 2 W's. And Urantia, okay, is the farm of the bees. Beta is one of those bees who keeps on connecting to this world through the moon to keep everything alive and growing through to the core of the earth, right into the animals and the ants that go down there and send her back information that we step on. Oh my God. I feel it so much. It's so fantastic. It's crazy. The beta world is 2. But on the 2 card, as you see, she has not entered our world. The only way for her in is this way. Is to lower herself. She's got to go down 1 level. She's got to flip over that triangle. And once you flip over that triangle, hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hold on a second. I'm still writing. Still writing. Still writing. Still writing. See, what happens is she is this triangle here. Okay. When she flips over, she ends up over here. I'm showing you the full extension of this design. When she flips over the other way, these legs constantly stay in the same place, and she flips over this way like a door hinge. So she's creating what is 2 here is actually 5 here, is actually 2 here, is actually 5 here. And the reason for that is because it's 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Okay? But it's an area of 2, 5, and 8. Okay? The other numbers I mentioned, look at the roulette wheel, there's only 21, 22, 23. I mean 20, the 16, 17, 18, or whatever 3 numbers in a row. Once you skip off of one of those numbers, you automatically need 1 more number. Because what you're creating with the 3 numbers must go where number 4 belongs. So the 4 goes regardless of what it is, where it belongs. And the usage of the 4, okay, is to have man on earth. So it needs number 5, and the opposite of 4 to a 10 world is 6, so he gets man 6. You need the 7th gate for the entry into the 8th heaven, but before you get into the heavens, you must be born into the spirit world as an energy brain before you can be born into this world, into a human body, and partake in the game of life. This is a fantastic world, my friends. This is insane. Wow. Okay, so now what we have, okay, is we have beta A, beta B. Bada bing, bada bum, bada bing, bada bum. You ever hear that? Bada bee, bada bum. Because she just flips over to be here or to be here. She does the same thing here, over here, in which I'm going to try and see if I can and do this if you can keep up to me. Hope everything's going well with everybody. I'm trying my best. So now I just did the complete opposite in the opposite direction. Now we have the beginning of possibly what they call, what do they call that? What do they call it, my friends? Will they let it go till the end? Will Christ come down? Will he be found? Or are we all washed up like Charlie Brown? It's going to happen in the future, my friends. It's scary. It's happening now in my town, in my city, in my big city, in the metropolis of the big city in which I live in, a small city. It's happening here, my friends. Don't do this and don't do that. Who's scared of who? Why is somebody mad? I'll get back to this later. But why is somebody mad? Why are you mad? I'm mad. Why are you mad? You see, the thing is, when the government is there, the government, you remember the lobster things? That's the fucking government, okay? Don't eat them. They're the ones who are plugged into everything. They have to listen to us. They have to plug to our ears and send the electricity in from one ear and out the other end, the positive and the negative. This is my spirit, and this is my soul. And between the two bearings is my whole of my soul. And at the end of my heart, spirit of truth, liberty is my goal. It is insanity that the government doesn't sit down to try to understand these people. And it is insanity if the people don't understand the logic of what their demands are. What are the demands and how can we fix it? But it's not actually the government you're after. You're after the supporters who support you. Because if there are enough of these supporters who support you, maybe they'll dish out a few extra bucks and help you out to go to school. Why don't you start collecting funds from all the supporters who are not in school who get there to fight? Let's just start a fund for these people who need to go to school. So you raise 100 grand, so you raise 200 grand. It's a beginning, my friends. Eventually, where the love of support comes in, that is your group assimilation. The minute you assimilate that group according to the schools, now you're sort of like this gang. And once you build up this gang to be half the population, well, what's the government going to do next? It's going to have to be militia men, us, against the army of nonsense, of Nirishkeit, a man of money, of no insight, of what the vision of what the ants come marching in to do. They dig their little holes, a little bit of beta comes out from the ground, the element that God put in the middle of where we are. And in fact, there's a chance at the middle of where we are, the only reason we're made of earth is because it's so hot in the middle of earth, everything else melts. So that's why he used earth to create this planet, because that's where his energy cell can be safe and sound, stored away by thousands and thousands of kilometers before it reaches the core. And where again, the energy hits the core and comes back up to the top, and what do we see? Green grass and palm trees. Oceans with white bubbly waves coming down. White bubbly waves from underneath the ground. Thanks to God, the way he set up this system. You know, I'm going to show you partly the way I think he set it up. The ocean floor is so heavy. The only thing he can have here is a little plug. You see that plug there? That's a delta plug. It stands in the bubble. So if they need to cut the spirit, it comes in on this angle, then cuts right down to here, and whoosh. See the way these points are the beta worlds. Let me see it. Something like that. I think it's like that. Anyways, there's 4 corners. 1, 3, 7, 9. Then there's 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay? This part of the world comes from somewhere else. It's got to be attached up here in what they call the Christ energy. Okay? It comes and brings the Christ energy inside. But along with that, God goes for a piggyback. What's the piggyback? He takes the elements of whatever he's made about and called the red spirit of TB, TBTH, time of beta, time of heaven. And he puts his red spirit into the yellow spirit and he shoots it down through earth. And we see it every day. And it's so beautiful. It's the sun. How do you think the sun gets its color? Whatever HE135 creates, When you create 1, 2, 3, 4, it must reach the sun level by then. That's what I see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first commencing thing. Then the sun would be SON 14, 14, 15, and 1 is 30. Creation, the sun is 3. So the sun is 3. Delta corner, the father, isn't that funny? Sun is 3, father is 4. 34 says number 1. 43 says the Baltic. They're connected to the Baltic and the Mediterranean. I'm so damn sure of this. My designs cannot be wrong. They only can be off. Because I already, once I find a home in the center, and if you want to pinpoint things, you mark a dot and visualize till you find the extension of the rest of the design without overlapping too many that no one can really see or understand what I am talking about. So we have 1, 2, 3. You see the way it's up? It's going to go around. You see, we're going to go around. We're going to go around. We're going to go around. And we're going to go around. And then I'm going to show you something. So I went around everything, and if you take a look, I got 2 sides, and it's an eye in the center. You can see the little hole. That's the space in the center. Take a look at this design. Okay, can you see that design properly? Let me try and show it to you again. Do you see this design? The hatchet in the deck of cards is that design. The hatchet is passing over a corner. It's a plastic. It's either a mask or you put it on the corner once you pass over it as a protection on the corners. You have to protect the corners even if, because they're not round. They're not round, the corners. You see, it goes from here to here. It can't go any more than 1, 2, 3, 4. First quarter of the moon, second quarter of the moon, third quarter of the moon, fourth quarter of the moon. Then when that moon's finished, they take this and they use this one here. First quarter of the moon, second quarter of the moon, third quarter of the moon, fourth quarter of the moon. The reasons we have different scenarios for the moons is because there's 8 different points here. 4 on one of them, 4 on the other one, and the one that turns it around. 7 world, 7 world, 7 world, 7 worlds. 28 days of the moon, 28 days of menstruation, 28 of the beta heaven, and then inside is the rest of the story. 3 more you need, because inside the basic is 3. Creation. Creation of 1415, 3.1415. And why is it 3.1415? I'm going to show you. C note. I'm going to explain it to you. Creation is in the center. Okay? Now let's go back. This is the 7 world. 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 Now why do you get to the 7 world? Well, I'm going to have to go 1, 2, 3, across, and I'm going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to have to go all the way down. And the reason for that is because this mug and dovet and this pentagram take up the exact positions that they did. I did not design it properly, or if you want to look, you can see the pyramid here, the pyramid here. You see the pyramid that divides over here? These 2 points will come together. This is why it's 7. The center here is 5. It's 5 center of 9 total. Take away the center point of God, it's 8 total. Take away north and south, because the actual north and south are here. That's why I told you in the earlier diagram of 2.5 men, here's the difference. 2.5 times 2 equals 5. 5 and 5 is 10, and you're in the 10 world from 2.5 men, all from the diamonds. All you have to know is what the diamond did. Now we can take the spade and the heart. Because if you ever really look, like there's an oil can plugged up the ass of the spade, you know. Right up there! Even with the club. It's right in there. There's a little round circle on the club. Am I with the club? No, that's a diamond. Any clubs coming home? Hey, give me 1 club. What would you like? A club soda? No, I'd like a diamond ale. Oh, a club and a diamond. Oh, that's okay. Anybody got the rake over here? No, I got the spade. That's okay. Bring over the spade. We'll dig him up. What happened? I knocked him over with the club. I dug him up with the spade, and I buried him after. Took all his spirit away. He was full of diamonds. Wow. You got no heart. And now I just played with words with the heart, the diamond, the club, and the spade. God did it that way because the heart, the club, the diamond, and the spade. Hold on a second. I have to go back, finish off this. Okay? 14th letter is N. 15th letter is O. Okay? From A to... God started the alphabet at 91. Okay? 91, 19 spirit. From A to M. Okay? Oh, you mean 2 a.m.? Try to think. We're thinking 2 a.m. It's now Central Time. Is it California time? Is it Eastern time? Is it the Pacific or whichever time? You see, our time zones are all based also on this. I don't know exactly how it works yet, but I definitely am so sure. Tom, 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 tom. Tomcat, mota. You got a mota in your car, sir? This can mean many things. Mota. Mo, the word. Angel transmission omega. ATOM. Two completely separate words. You know why they're separate? Okay? Because there's 4 numbers and it ain't fair. There's no center. The 10 has no center. You see the bend? There's nothing bending. But the 8 has a center. When I fold, the centers fold. They 2 different things. One go here, and one go there. And I come up in my underwear. Okay, I'm not so smart. I stopped telling jokes. So anyways, we're talking about this right now. And the I, no, we were on this. 3 is creation. It's the planet Earth. The 3rd letter is C. The 14th letter is N. The 15th letter is O. What else do we have to say more than creation is on? Why is it on? Because the O is the 15th letter. 1 and 5 equals the F6. This is the 15th letter. They're both the same. This is the 15th letter in the 2nd level, in the 3rd level of 6, or this is in the 2nd level if you're going by 9 and 9 worlds. Okay, this letter over here, okay, is F6 because that's what's world. That world. So it can say so many things. Now everybody says, "Where's the N? How come we can't figure out pi?" Because after you get this, what about the M? I'll tell you in a minute. This is the transmission. It all starts after 91. Well, the next one after 91 is this one over here. But at the same time, if you reverse this, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay, now what happens now, why I put C note, okay, is like I said, because of this over here, 91, the next number would be 19, and that would be making it to a 1010. If I went that way, it would say beta. 20. Or you see me, let me see something for a second. 19, oh, excuse me, that's not beta, it's supposed to be, it's an S. 19th letter is an S. 20th letter, okay, oh, my pen didn't work, that's why. 20th letter is a T. The 2 letters together is a saint. Saint this, saint this, saint this, saint that. The total value of it is 39. Now, if I go back to it, a saint, the line. Letter value, 39. Same thing. Isn't it funny the way I started talking about lemons and limes and now they're starting to come together? Now the equal sign, I dragged my pen. Now it looks like STE. Now this would be 44. And 44 means space. 44 and 44 that equal 88 actually means 2 worlds where no spirit is involved because it's the 5 key, okay, on your phone. You actually remove the 5 key and it becomes to 39, which makes 10, but instead I only remove the 1 God, okay, from the number, and then it becomes 44. You remove the ace card and it becomes 1 less. Anyways, Anyways, ST means start, stop, saint. Everything that is concrete has to do with these two letters, 19 and 20. So we'll use number 20 because 19 is the spirit of birth, and we already have it here, 29. It's the one spirit of birth. This is in beta. Okay, this is the spirit that connects to you in your birth. Then we put E. And the reason I had to put the E here is because it was the last vowel in the first section of letters. So that would have been 5. And 5 means in between one side and the other side, it's 5. I don't care what you do in this world, on a face look, when you put 5 in the center, that's exactly what it is. And if you can tell me it's not, I want to know why. I must be dumb. Hold on a second. Hold on. I must be dumb. That was a call. Yes? Oh, must be dumb. Yeah, how you doing? Right. Do you know what he's... Yeah? What do you want to tell me? Oh, really? You know everything I don't know, and I know everything you don't know? Is that why we're dumb? Well, start teaching me. I'll teach you, you teach me. A good arrangements. Not only that, I'll take you out for dinner anytime you want. I'll let you sleep right next to me as long as you don't touch me. Okay? He can touch me. He's got the other side of my body. Yeah, no molestation, right? Are you coming as the brain? Oh, you are? Oh, it's a girl. Yes. Oh, fantastic. You don't mind if I put my hands on you tonight, right? But right now, let me keep my mind connected to you, because without our minds connected, we're nothing. Our pearls are no good. Our shrimp don't last, and our hair don't grow. The hair only grows based on the spirit. Believe it or not, the hair grows based on spirit, energy, and soul energy that comes into you. Now, how it separates and stops your hair from growing, one day I will study this, and I will find the answer. I most definitely will find a scenario that gets us close to an answer, and that's when the big boys walk in, all the brains, and they take that answer and they say, okay, this is what we're missing. What do you want to do next? You see, if somebody can actually show some magic out here, prove reality is magic and there is a God, that we can sort of connect the things and make magic out of it, and we can start sharing it and doing it together, we'll believe there's a God, and everybody's going to sort of start to focusing on, okay, how do we fix the problem? How do we fix the problem? Well, hold on a second. Let's do it like this. Since everything is good at half, if you're going to meet somebody in an arrangement, you don't meet him at half. You show up as one, he shows up as one, okay? And you have a mediator. And then this mediator, obviously, if he's not that good, we'll have 2 people watching him. And we'll have one person watching these 2 people. We'll have one person watching these 2, who's watching these 2, who's watching these 2, and these 2 over here are trying to figure out what to do. These are only watchers. This is basically us, okay? Because we're actually in the center here. We're actually here. Look at them watching us here, watching us here, watching us here, watching us here. But who's in the center? A guy with no head. Oh, no. You got to give him a box head. Turn him into a little pig. Oink, 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 oink. Look at all the dots. Must be a pig. Pig's got 2 dots. Why don't you want to eat the pig? Because if you eat the pig, you lose the balance of the center. If the pig's got split hooves, he's showing you split hooves. He's showing you the 2 noses. But if you remove one of those noses, the center falls, because the center comes from above. What's below comes from above. On what angle it comes down? It comes the angle of the rain, my friends. This is like all about Rain Man. Wow. Hey, my stick. I got a stick now. You know, I got this stick. I'm never going to use it. Actually, I have used it. I use this on my cats. I've been attacked by my cat. So you know what I do with this stick? I get to play a game I always like to play. Scaredy cat. What are you going to do now, my friend? So I take this. I don't touch him or her. All I do is I make the sound with the stick, and then I brush it on the floor. It makes the sound on the carpet, and she doesn't like that, and she runs outside. So I bet you if I went into a rack with this stick and my knowledge, I bet you each save one country. And then that country can talk for itself. How we came about to saving the world. To understand, like we began before, obviously I'm jumping around, to what is love. This is love, my friends. This is love, my friends. Holding on for your dear life, because you need to, because you want to. Why do you want to? And it is your want, which is the love. Your want is the love. Okay? You must want everything. You want to know how the differences between the two of you, that you cannot connect and understand their point of view, and you rather not be near them. That will always be. That is the character of the universe, my friends. We will always be, for the rest of our years, until death do us part, and so on. The spirit matrix has gained the knowledge of one who thought and lived on this earth. You are that mind that you will always retain your experience of your entire life, and it's all on video. All on video. Isn't that insane? God's got everybody's life on video. Can't believe it. And he says to me, he says, Ronald. I go, yeah. I said, you're going to join me to watch a video about life? I said, sure. I said, sure. He says, so light it up and we'll watch. So he takes out a cigarette. And God says, I say to God, I go, when's the video going to start? It just began. The video, my vision of life, has just began. But this ain't a cigarette, because in life, you're not supposed to have the butt. You have the ass end, and this is yellow. Why do you think it's yellow? It's the spirit energy of the Christ. When you get to heaven, your story doesn't have this yellow anymore. It's gone. Yellow's gone forever. That's why we always want to smoke, because that nicotine, how small the level that is in our body to begin life, is one of the connectors and transmitters. It sticks there, it carcasses its way in, and I don't know exactly what it does, but eats through everything. But I want to tell you something. If something's blocked in your body, you want nicotine. Okay, but you can't smoke. At least you smoke a little to wake your nicotine up now and then inside your body. Because if the nicotine in your body doesn't work, then it goes against the grain. And the only reason I can tell you is because of 5. Okay, 5. See those 4 there? Okay, nicotine starts with an N, ends in an E. It means birth in French. Okay, nicotine in your body, for whatever value it has, the colors are yellow to black. Okay, the blood is involved in it, meaning the spirit and soul connect in there. It must be protected in your own body, and it also gives the caffeine speedy effect that the spirit can pick up on, but no man that lives today would ever know this knowledge at all unless I told you it. The spirit or the soul, one of the two, needs that element to continue in its body like a ground to go connect back to the center of the core of the earth. So, but this is too much. This is too much. I should be smoking this, really and truthfully. So we're going to go back to pi and talk about pi, unless you'd rather I make another video. So you know what, I'm going to make another video and come back with these things. But just have to say this again. Atom, Earth, C note. $100 bill, center C of the piano. The piano is on the 28th key and the 25th key. As the 28th key, you got your 4 Magen Davids. Okay, you got your 4 Magen Davids. And just hold on a second. I'm going to show you a few of them. Okay, and then I'm going to do something else. Now I'm trying to do this as quick as I could. Wow, I made a mistake. This way, this way. Okay, here's your 4 Magen Davids, your 4-7 worlds. Okay, one in the center is the beehive. 4 Magen Davids, 4 by 7 is 28. 14, number 14, 2 ends. Einstein, the same way. Anyways, you have C note, like I said, 14th letter is N, 15th letter is O. Creation is on. And it's also enough. You know why it's enough? Because in order, if creation is on, okay, the O letter is also the 15th letter. 1 and 5 is 6. But it's not only that. Watch the way I say this. C-N-O-E. It's enough. It's like enough. Enough. Anyways, I'm screwing around with you guys. Let me exactly say it. 3.1415 is C note, and that's what it is. It means a C note. 1.00, one spirit of one angel of one man. The angle of connection, the power grid. Because I'm telling you, there must be another duplicate to who we are up in heaven right now. It's female. But do the females get the male? Anyways, whatever it is, I don't want to get to that. Heart, club, diamond, spade. Spirit, delta, creation, heaven. I or H, both could be used. Hickory, dickory, dock. Hickory, dickory, dock. Hickory, dick. Anyways, I'm going over the places. Let me go back to this. A to M. 91 is the spirit. So everything has to start after here by the 20th letter. And that would be a T. And then divide that by 4 because of the 4 worlds. The T is the beta world, and it's 4 doors of 5 is 20. So 4 doors of 5, 4 times 5, okay, equals the 20T. Counting one world at a time. Talking about the creation world. So if it was the creation world, if my letter of choice was the 3rd level, this letter would not be an E. 3rd level on 666 would be 18, would be an R. And if it would be on the 9th level, it would be a Y. Almost like cemetery. It would, the R would come in, the Y would come in, and the E would come in. So it would be C note, C notaire, C or notary, C notary, C notary, C notary. That's what the end of this comes out to be. And only because of this. Because when you count the cards in the deck of cards from 1 to the king, and the king is 13, the first ace is 1, as it is put in the deck, and the original thing in the game was about that. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. And the other thing I'm going to tell you is 4 suits in the deck, 364 days in the year, times 4. 91 to each suit, times 4, 364. We're missing 1.25. 1.25, X, 5, line 5, line across 5, 5, 5, 5. 5 times 5 is 1.25, and that all has to do, I swear, it's got to do about, I think, this is ridiculously insane, man's heartbeat is the reason pi continues on. That's what I think. I have to learn about pi. I have to learn about pi. Anyways, 8, 3, 4, 1, 11, 5, 16, 7. The cards in the 7th world, I add up the card values, equals 7. Now if I add up the total value, 8 and 3 is 11. 11 and 4 is 15. These are all in the first level, between 1 and 8. This one is 19. It is in the 3rd level. 9 and 9 is 18. It's the 19th, right? But 19 is 1 plus 9 is 1. And it brings it all back to the first level again. So this 19, and this would be 15. Why? It's O and S, which is the omega bones. Oh man, this is crazy. I can't sit and talk on here and make these mistakes, and you know what I'm saying. And remember, I was talking about this also. Okay, what's inside? 7, 7, 7, 7. The angle of this line from here to here. Okay, what happens when this line is that goes into here? Because there's going to be, see the X over here? It's an opening for the Q. The Q letter can stick her thing in this one or this one. You know the Q letter right from the point? How can I do it? It would be like this, actually. Because you see the indentation over here? If it's indented in, she owns or he owns the other world. His indentation is within his own house. So he can go straight through it and end up making that Q connecting 5 to 9, 5 to 2. I told you if you flip this 2 over, it'll end up dead center. If you flip the 9 over, it'll go dead center. If you flip over any letter you flip over will always go and put its nose on the point. And this in between here will be cut in half. Anyways, the other way for 364 days, okay, which is we're missing 1 day and a quarter. There's so many ways to do it. 1.25. Beta is the 1, okay. 1 is everything, point. The 2 flipping over to the 5, 1.25. So what is that in degrees? What do we lose to the core of the center of the earth because of the heartbeat? We lose nothing at all, my friends. We must keep our sanity. We must keep our sanity and understand. Not only must we understand, at the same time, I am so unfocused. There is so much disaster going on out there. I think everybody's got to take a step back and slowly associate with other people. Instead of going to the front lines, get small. Small your size and be quiet for the next month or 2. Grow elsewhere. Grow behind the lines where nobody knows how many you are. Grow by the phone. Grow by the net. Use letter codes. I told you, the first 9 letters are A to 9. But there's also another letter code, which is 1 back me up. Because the O, which is before 1, is because it's the omega. You start on the egg, and then you go to the Mediterranean, and then you go over to Baltic, and you get on reading, and you transfer over Pennsylvania over to B&O, and then go to jail on creation because it's the 30th mark. This is omega. There's an omega here, okay? Listen, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Hold on a second. Y and Z and Y and O and N and Y and A. Okay, first of all, it's so much New York City. It's insane. I started playing Monopoly before, and if you're going to go 19 to the left, you're going to go 19 to the right. So I started playing Monopoly. Free parking is where you can meet. Free parking is the free parking. Go 20, 20. Okay, and 25 straight across. 25. Okay, do you remember what I told you? If you go straight across from go to free parking, okay, or you go from, you take go, you go all the way to go to jail and then to free parking. That's a total of 20, okay? Or you go from go to jail and then to free parking. That's a total of 20. So you take both roads. So before 20 would be 19, and before 20 would be 19. So the 6 letters in the alphabet are missing. They're missing for a reason, and they're going to create something. Secondly, okay, this one goes straight across. It's going straight across, okay, using up the same amount of boxes to arrive at free parking rather than these. So this is the opposite scenario. So where it's normally should be 25, right, where it took everybody to go, I'm not sure on the answer. It's only going to take now 15. Or is it 20? Excuse me, 20. 20. Why? Why is it going to take 20 now? Because in most cases we cut corners, but in Monopoly we added on corners. That's why you have to go, instead of going 9 and then turning left, 9, you'll go 18. Chai. But in this world, there's an extra corner. There's corners. Extra corners. 4 extra corners. Actually, there's more. That's on a flat board. Anyways, did you understand my thing? Adam and Eve. Nothing began until Eve because the next one after this, okay, is the V22. You see, when you count your letters, C, third letter, 14th letter, okay, C to N. You can do that on passages. If you want to measure how much between each letter, I'm going to do basic, but we can do it in passages. You see, the answer is 19 here. The difference between this and this is the spirit, atoms. The difference between here and here is 5. 1, 2, 3 from 15 is 18, angel resident, atoms. The difference from here to here is 2. Okay? You automatically, if it's 2, excuse me, it's 1. So you always have to put in back to O and N again, back to pi, back to O and N again. And at the end of this, it'll end up saying probably something like autonomous of some sort. Tom and Jerry. Anyways, we've racked up 55 minutes. I'm not sure what's left. I'm going to get back into the other world, or the other cassette, or another cassette. We were talking about the lemon, on how the lemon meets different things. I'm just going to show you one thing. On the telephone, right? You see this? 36 different numbers in 9. That's why there's 4. There's 4 numbers, because there's 36 in 9. Okay? And the numbers repeat. F. What's inside F and F? 6 and 6, O and X. What's inside A and A? J and S, Jack Spirit. What's inside B and B? The King 10. What's inside? It's the big bucket, Tampa Bay. What's inside the 3333? Cluck, cluck, cluck. It's the pigs and the chickens. Why? Because 3 times 7 is 21 in one world, and that's the amount of time it takes for a chicken to have an egg with babies, and the pig is 333. So the chicken is 3 because it starts with a C, and the pig, okay, is 333. L-U-C is the pig. Hey, Elsie! Elsie the pig. Remember anybody talking about Elsie the pig? Now you got a pig, and such a rare thing that anybody would say this, and it matches with what I just said. So 3.12213. C is the 3rd letter. L is the 12th letter, 3. U, 21st letter, 3. C, 3rd letter, 3. 3, chicken. Chicken. Chicken, tomahawk, Chicago. I've matched this up 2 years ago, the same scenario. It's the Chicago. Chicago, and there's a hen down in Texas. Chicago, the bird is upside down, okay? But down in Texas, the hen is sitting up and on an egg, and what's watching her on the other side is a mouse. Inside Area 51, there's a mouse. Does that mean they're watching us from New Mexico? Is that where they're hidden? Are they in New Mexico? Where the aliens once were, they only went there because that's probably their communication station, not far off from Colorado. That would be so perfect if they were down by Area 51, penetrating all these big companies and you and me from that place, New Mexico. Don't forget, for everything the government has, it was a war based on whose decision, whose manipulation. How smart is man? Before man became Eve and evil, how smart was he? So he went to war because what he thought the people said was right. And blah, 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 broken telephone, now everybody's dying. Anyways, we have a lot of ways to do the letter codes and counts, okay, like I did for Lime, I did it before. I, level 2, piece 3. M, level 3, piece 1. Now, you see what's coming out the scenario? We're beginning to play chess with these numbers. And you can do this to anything, and you can put this inside the Monopoly board. Why? Right now, the Monopoly board's got 40 spaces, plus the center. That's the Mediterranean for me. It's got 41. That's so perfect to put everything I've ever done, every shape, every number, every design, every thought inside that board. And what result do we get? Well, obviously, number 12. 11, 12, sorry, the result is 13. The result is outside the 2 worlds of 7. Let me write that down. The result outside 2 worlds of 6. Okay, and the reason for that is because once you're inside the world, anything that happens, it happens inside that world. Everything that was monitored is inside that world. Cassette number 6, the 7th gate. It has to be one higher. It's the totality. But it's 6 and 7 because there's 13 cards, beta and alpha cards. Beta and alpha. Well, there's more than that. There's beta, alpha, man, and spirit in the cards. Oh, I can tell you I can tell you every single card in my scenario for sure. But anyways, we have 6 and 7 is 13. So man would be the outside spirit, okay? Man would be the 15th ace. And the 15th letter is O for Omega. Omega ace, the 15th ace. To make 15 aces, right, you need 4 times 4 decks equals 16 aces. You're the 15th ace in the deck. There's 16 aces in the deck. Anyways, I lost line to something. We were back in this beta world, the alpha world. Right. So the letters that start, okay, the 13th letter is the letter M. That's why I told you atom. 1, 2, 10. Atom. 10. And now we go alpha, beta. Their creation is 10, okay, which is J, which is the next level, okay, or it's the second level, but the 7th card. I'm going to explain that in a second. This one is the 13th. In between is 3, means creation, okay. 1, because what I'm trying to explain now, for the A is first, the M is last, but I put A and B together, okay. I put A and B together. Not only that, from 12 to 10, right, at the same time, what they're actually talking about is 10 o'clock and 10 o'clock. 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock is the same angle. So they're talking about alpha, beta, life of A and M. Now, why A and M? Is because this letter, which is Roman numeral 1000, the one God of this angel, spirit, and man, has come to be 4 and 6. 4 and 6 is the 10. But in this world, you have the spirit of man. You must add on to 6 and 4. You must add on 3 creation and 2. Beta creation, 3 and 2. 2 gates of 7. So you end up with this. So M is the last letter in that. Excuse me, M is the first letter. It's alpha. In the second section, 6 letters, 6 dice. 6 letters, 6 dice. 6 letters, the first letter is the 13th letter. It's M. It's on the next dice. If that world's not here, the 13th one's gone. God becomes a queen. 12th one in the deck. But she's gone too because the spirit is gone. So the jack's gone too. What about the 10? Well, you can't get rid of the 10. You get rid of the 10, we all leak and we all die. That's all we're left with at the end is one of these. Okay. So where are we? So we go A to M. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm talking about to where we... Okay, now, because this omega starts before the A. Okay? And I showed a design before, but I'm so vermished in my head that I don't know exactly which way I showed you the design, which is down here. We start at the letter N, because like we said, M is the 13th letter, okay? M is the 13th letter. In this scenario, it starts the 3rd dice, okay? In this scenario, the 13th letter, it means it's the last letter of the first half of the 26 letters. If you put this into a 9 world where A to I and then J to M, right? J to M would end up showing you, did I show you J to M anywhere? Yeah, right here. J to M. Like I marked before, the 10-10 worlds of J to M. Okay? So the M would actually be the 3rd one into this world, and creation, if you were starting at the it'd be the 3rd one in if you end at 9. If the world ends at 9, you start Jack, Queen, King. Or it would be the seventh one from 6, but it doesn't work out that way. You either start at 6, start at 7, or you start at 10. Okay, so if I was starting at 10, okay, this would be the third one. If I was starting at 6, this would be the seventh one. Seventh one. Third one on this side, third one on this side, 6 over here. M is for love, it's for 1000. The atom, it's a mote. It's a mote. It's I don't even know where I'm going anymore with this. So the M ends there. So what's after M? It's N. Now N would be N was the 14th letter. So now if it's the 14th letter, it's the 4th letter. It's no good. It's the 4th letter from J. So we have that letter N. I'm still trying to think of what I'm talking about here. Anyways, I'm just trying to tell you how to read letters. Let's say I is the 9th, R is the 18th. Sometimes Y at the end of the alphabet is a Y 27. You can do it that way. You can break it up into groups of 9. You can break it up into groups of 6 because both of them, it must go into 36. If you can't divide it into 36, 4 and 9, Y 4 and 9, a minimum and a maximum is 36, and that's as far as you can go. It doesn't reach any further. After that, we have to hop, skip, and jump. Everything's like a lily pad, and you got to hop on and hop off and hop on and hop off. I guess that's the way this power system works. And all I'm saying about hopping on and off, to what I understand, it's all electricity, my friends. It's all electricity. Water, electricity, transmitting. God feeds you a fertilizer. You eat it. You think. You live. It's fantastic. He lives, God. Someone, I must find someone before I blow up, or I must find someone. I remember today what I have done, but tomorrow I might forget the whole thing. And that is why I come on here to tell everything I know, because if I one day completely forget, at least somebody else will know if it ends up having any kind of, you see the value inside of this is not monetary. This is the world of love, my friends. We don't give, somebody will suffer one day, and it might be your family. You might kill one of your families in 100 years because of what you did today or what somebody else did. And now what the government has done to us, taking away our freedom. I hold my hand high and my fist is closed. I give not no digit to anybody. But I raise my hands and I close my hands so the energy comes back within. Why do you think when a boxer fights, the energy comes back within? It is the spirit soul that comes back within the grip. Why do you think the Chinese can actually go so deep, or the Asian people, or even the people who know Kung Fu can go so deep? Because they know how to manufacture, my friends. This world is built on manufacturing, right? It all takes place right here. Let us all begin with peace and love and hope that Ron Paul never gives out. Not even if he's defeated in the next, because he will not be defeated at the end. He cannot be defeated then. I feel like there is death to so many if he is not here for us. This is something that I thought of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This all started in 2004 when the Pope died. This whole thing. And I know if Ron Paul does not win, there is a lot of death and very, very terrible, terrible things are going to happen. Very, very bad. I'm not predicting anything. It's just the way I feel. Raphael, on the constipation of Pegasus, on the constellation of Pegasus, like the way I slipped it in. You know, it'd be really funny if our asshole was sticking out the other way, looking like a pig's nose. Wouldn't look too good. I mean, you want to get it out that way anyways. But how does it unravel? Imagine if it unravels. You know what it starts to look like? It starts to look like those one of them Hollywood animals. So you're telling me they don't know? They know what it looks like inside out if you turn the body. They know what they can do in Hollywood. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. And everybody, we must have the strength of peace inside of us for all. Put it towards your forehead. Close your elbows. Come inside your body. Unite the energy forces from within and keep them all alive. Tuck your body in. When you go to pray, the more you bend down, the more you concentrate your energies, the more your energies will be concentrated. This is the last note for this video. I thank you.